video, I'll be taking you guys on a tour around the campus of UKM CHERAS. But before we start, I would just like to put out a disclaimer saying that the clips that you'll be seeing in this video are actually being taken on separate days and at random times. So I hope that you guys won't get confused when you see me and my friends suddenly wearing different clothes. And what I did was just compile all those clips together to make it into one video. But yeah, now that I've said that, let's continue on with the video. Okay, so the first place that I'll be taking you guys to is the Preclinical block, which is the place that I always go to for my classes since I'm still in my preclinical years. It's this building right here, which is right next to this other building, which is the UMBI building. I forgot what it stands for, but you don't have to worry about that because it's for the staffs. So right when you enter the Preclinical block, you're gonna see a little cafe called Dolcezza Coffee, which actually just opened earlier this year. Campus tour. Mac and cheese. Korean mac and cheese. You eat this, you say hello. You eat, you say annyeonghaseyo. When you walk up the stairs, you'll be greeted by this student lounge area, which also just got built this year. Over here, you can just sit and relax, or you could study, or you could even do your online meetings here, but sometimes it could get a little noisy. The student lounge is actually right outside of the first lecture hall, Dewan Kuliah 1, aka DK1. DK1 is specifically for the first year medical students here, so if you manage to get into the medical course here in UKM, this is where all your sufferings will begin. Now this is the second lecture hall, Dewan Kuliah 2, which is used by the second years. The only difference between these two lecture halls is the chairs. They have different colors, that's all. Now I'm gonna take you to the preclinical library. I actually prefer the clinical library over this one because in this library it's just always way too silent for me. Even breathing alone sounds way too loud, and that just makes studying way too awkward for me because I keep thinking about unnecessary stuff like what if I suddenly fart and it just echoes all over the room. But yeah, anyways, there aren't that many books around here. There are some thesis books that you can find upstairs, which are the ones that you just saw. And then downstairs, there are several books. There's actually a little section dedicated to fictional books. And then the rest are just mostly preclinical textbooks, I think. There is also a 24-hour space outside of the library that you could go to even during the night to study or do whatever. Now I'm taking you to the 4th floor of the Preclinical block, which is where the MSKs are. MSK stands for Makmal Skill Clinical, which is where you practice your OSCE stuff, your clinical skills basically, like venipuncture, taking blood pressure, doing catheterization, and so on and so forth. To use the rooms, you will have to place a booking first at an interface. Is that what it's called? Interface? That is usually already being displayed on the laptop, and all you have to do is just key in whatever details that needs to be keyed in. There's also this Ruang Active place, which is where me and my friends would sometimes go to whenever there's still some spare time from our lunch break before our next class starts. Pizza table. You can pull it. Pizza. Okay, now let's go one floor up, which is to the 5th floor, which is where, I keep saying which is where the BPKs are. BPK stands for Bilik Pengajian Kecil, and that is where you're gonna have your SGDs, your small group discussions, and also your PBLs. Now, this is just a random clip of my PBL mates using the computer in the BPK room for non-academic purposes. This right here, also situated on the same floor, is the restless room, which is basically like a resting room. To enter the room, you will have to take off your shoes, and I was just way too lazy to do that, so what I did was I just recorded this clip from the door, and I didn't even bother to turn on the lights. But here's a visual aid of how the rooms are supposed to look like. Now we're on to the 8th floor of the building, which is where the MPGs are. MPG stands for Makmal Pelbagai Guna, and that basically translates to
laboratory. So this is where we have our practicals and also our MES sessions. The floors that are designated for MPGs are actually the 7th and 8th floors, but since I have been assigned to MPG number 10, which is situated on the 8th floor, the 8th floor is where I go. Okay, so if you look over there, that's the way to the hospital. So that's the hospital, and then this one's the emergency area. Oh my god, there's someone. Okay. And then this is the auditorium. Oh, there's someone inside. You enter and you'll see the auditorium. It's connected to the clinical block. Okay, so this is the clinical block. As you can see, it's right next to the mart thing. And then this is the place where the auditorium, okay, your face is in it. This is the place where the auditorium and the clinical block are connected. And in this, yeah, they're having they're selling something. Yeah, booth jualan. At this area, there's always some sort of a event or sales happening. We did our hari keusahawanan here. Okay, that's that. So this is the mart thing that I mentioned before, and as you can see, it is right next to the emergency area. I usually just call this mart Unicab because that's the corporation that the mart is under. But anyways, this is where I usually buy some of my breakfast. I eat gardenia almost every day now, and I'm honestly just so sick of it. Sponge cake with tiger skin. But it should be legal. Got the good. Okay, before I take you guys to the clinical block, I just want to show you guys this ATM place, which is situated right outside of the clinical block. And over here you have Bank Islam, CIMB Bank, and yeah. Now we're entering the clinical block. Usually people would just go here to get to the clinical library, which is situated on the 3rd floor. Personally, I would divide the library into 4 sections. So the first section is this 24-hour area, which just like the preclinical one, you could study at or do whatever at any time of the day or night. Next up, over here is where you will enter the not 24-hour area. So this area is only open on the weekdays and it closes at 6, but by 5:45 p.m. they will start to kick you out. Now the next section of the library is this part right here, which has most of the books. I've actually never really ventured this area and I've never really bothered about the books here, so yeah, this is actually my first time setting my foot in this book area. But yeah, here are the books. The next section is where the computers are. I like to sit at one of the computers every now and then because I could just use the computer and not use my laptop, and that means I don't have to bring my laptop, which is a good thing for me in my bag. Okay, now here is the last section of the library. So this section is actually open on the weekends as well, but I'm not sure if it's 24 hours. There are water dispensers at both preclinical and clinical library, and also at the clinical library there is a little refreshments corner. And as you can see, the library is not only a good place to study, but to do some other things as well, fun things. At the 2nd floor of the clinical block, there's this coffee bot machine where you could get your coffee if you are tired from studying and you think you need some coffee. There's actually quite a plentiful of coffee bot machines here at this campus. You can try to figure out where they are on your own when you actually get to this campus. So now we are heading towards the hospital, also known as HCTM, which stands for Hospital Chancellor Tuanku Mohriz, but we usually just call it UKM. But anyways, here is one of the things that you can find here in the hospital. It is again a Unicab mart. Oh, dekat betul camera. We all got nasi lemak. There's also some other things here like Gloria Jean's coffee. There's also hot and roll. And then there's also this pastry shop that my friend likes to go to. And there's also My News, which is also one of the places that I always get my breakfast stock from. There are ATMs here as well for Bank Rakyat, CIMB Bank, and RHB. Okay, now I'll be taking you guys to Klinik Warga, which is where you will go to when you're sick. To get to the Klinik Warga, you have to take an elevator. Wait, no, that's a escalator. Right, you have to take an escalator, and right beside the escalator you can see some vending machines. Not far from the vending machines, all you have to do is just walk straight and then you will see Klinik Warga in front of you. And you could get your GL guarantee letter from this counter right here, and you could get your treatment for free. Now we're gonna take a look at the college. So the college at our campus is KTDI, which stands for College Tun Dr. Ismail. There are two KTDIs here. There are KTDI 1 and KTDI 2. So KTDI 1, I won't be showing you guys that one because KTDI 1 is only for the clinical years students. Preclinical students have KTDI 2 to themselves. So in KTDI 2, there are 4 blocks, which are blocks A, B, C, and E. Don't ask me about block D, I don't know what happened to that one. But anyways, blocks A and B are for the first year female students. Block C is for the second year female students, and block E is where all of the preclinical guys are at.
Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys how my room looks like. But before that, I just want to clarify that my space is not that neat. It's pretty messy. So yeah, just keep that in mind, and let's continue with the video. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you guys my side of the room. So this is pretty much my living space now. We have pretty big windows, and it could be open. Yeah, but then like since it's grilled, even if it's open, you can't stick your head out of the window. So yeah, that's pretty depressing. But yeah, that's that. Let's close it. But this grill, right? My friends' rooms don't have these grills, but I do. And I think that's probably because my room is on the ground floor, and these grills are just kind of like a extra safety precaution. But I'm not too sure because I've never been to another room on the ground floor before. But yeah, it would make sense that they place these grills since my room is on the ground floor. There's quite a good amount of sunlight that seeps through, and it's around this time that's my favorite because it's around this time that the sunlight is the prettiest in this room. This is my bed. It's okay lah, and then there are 2 bed drawers. As you can see, it is messy. I have a lot of stuff here. I have a whole box here, and then I have a ton of books that I bought from the Popular Book Fest the other day, and I just don't know where to put them, so I just place them on the floor like this because obviously I do not have any space. Okay. Oh, okay. That does not look neat. Should we open this too? Okay, let's not. You guys don't need to see that. And then this is the locker. Yeah, as you can see, this is where I place some of my food. There's my clothes. There's this drawer for you to place your things in as well. And then that's the place for you to put your shoes in. I think if you've seen my uni move-in vlog, there's probably like a glimpse of my locker in there. It's pretty spacious, I think, but the only downside to this locker is that I cannot close it properly. And also, this room actually has pretty high ceilings, which I think is pretty good because I don't know if this is true, but according to my mom, having high ceilings actually make the room cooler. This is a very big difference as compared to the rooms in Bangi campus. In Bangi campus, the ceilings are really low, and this is a lot higher.
And also, the floors are tiled. Many campus does not have tile floors, I believe. I mean, at least at the college that I was at during our orientation week, that college didn't have any tiles. And also, I just want to point out that this block, like the block that I am in, which is block B, is actually the newest block here, which is according to my senior, which I don't know if it's true or not, but kind of makes sense if it is, because other blocks do not have tile floors. I'm not sure about block A, but block E, the guys' dorm, does not have any tile floors. They also have this like net thing, which looks dark but actually isn't. Like if you turn off the lights, a pretty good amount of the light from the corridor would still enter the room. I recommend stocking up your food here, because this is the only place, at least in my room, this is the only place where the ants cannot reach. Well, I think technically they can reach this place, but for some reason they probably do not have the brains to think of attacking this place. So this is where I stock up some of my foods that I've opened up and do not have any place like a container to put those food in. And I also recently bought sugar, so this is where I place my sugar. I'm thinking of reorganizing this place, which I think is obviously something that I need to do. This place obviously needs reorganizing. And also I would like to add, it's actually pretty easy for you to find public transport here. There's an MRT station which goes by the name MRT Tamanida, which is quite near to the campus. Usually me and my friends would take a Grab to get to the MRT, but you could actually walk to the MRT as well, and it would only take you around 10 to 15 minutes, which is okay, fine, maybe that is not that near, but I mean, if you're trying to save up on your money, then maybe you should try walking. Another option for you to get to MRT Taman Meda is you could use the public bus here. There are two types of public bus that you could use. You could use the MRT bus, or you could use the Go KL bus. The MRT bus, for those of you who are not familiar with these buses, the MRT bus, you have to pay ringgit through TNG, like using the TNG card, or you could just use your IC, which your IC has to have some money in it, or you could use the Go KL bus, which is free. But you have to know the bus routes. For that, I recommend you guys to download Move It, because in that app you could see like which buses should you take to get to certain places, and in that app you could also see like for each bus like what's the route. So this is the Move It app that I was talking about. So you could go to the lines section to find which line you should be taking. For the Go KL bus, the one that we use here is the gray line, and over here you can see you just tap on whatever line it is that you're using, and then you could see the route for that bus. The bus stop that's the nearest to this campus is the Sekolah Menengah Teknik Kuala Lumpur 1. For each of the bus stops, you could tap on the full timetable option, and you will be able to see the full schedule for the estimated time of arrival for the bus at those bus stops. As for the MRT buses, the ones that we usually use here are the T401 and the T4021. So this is the T401, and as you can see, it could take you to MRT Cochrane, and then as for the T402, it could take you to MRT Taman Meda, other than several other stops like Lotus, aka Tesco, which is where me and my friends usually do our grocery shopping. But yeah, that's the introduction to this Move It app. And also there is a place that you could go to for your recreational activities, which is this place called Tasik Permaisuri. It's like a lake. No, it's not, I mean, it's actually kind of like a park, but there's a lake in the middle. Okay, I'll take you guys there. Okay, so this is actually the usual path that we take to get to class. Usually to get to class we'll just walk straight until we reach that building right there. That's the Preclinical block. But to get to the lake, you need to like use that way and then cross the road. There's actually another way that you could use, which is to get out of that parked car.
And then there's a bridge that you could cross. Jejantas lah that you could cross. I don't know what Jejantas is in English. That's the way to the Preclinical block, but we're using this way to get to the lake. So from the lake, you can go get mama. We're gonna show you the way later.
Do you eat durian?
To get to the mama, you have to cross the road again, but it's a different road this time. What is this place called? Bandar Tasik Permaisuri.
No. Dataran di Tasik.
Dataran Dwi Tasik. Dataran Dwi Tasik, yeah. Okay, now we have to cross the road again. To get something good, you need to cross the road. This mama is gonna end up being one of the things that's helping us get through med school. At the end of med school, after those 5 years, we're gonna end up thanking Amira One Bistro for helping us survive. We didn't film it before. We need to film it again. Yeah. We're buying eggs.
Okay, now finally onto the last part of this tour. I'm gonna take you guys to the places that you can go to over here to eat. So our first stop is this cafe that we call Cafe Kacha. The price here is actually, it's not that cheap, but over here they do offer you a variety of lauk. So if you're looking for more options of food, then this is probably where you should go. But personally, I would avoid this place because the price is not very student friendly. Cafe Kacha is actually right outside of the clinical block. So as you can see, this is the ATM, and then this is Cafe Kacha. And then not far from that is another cafe, which we call Cafe Kayu. I know, the names of the places to eat here are kind of weird, but let's not care about that. Usually I would come to Cafe Kayu to get the kway teow goreng or to get the chicken chop, as you can see in this clip. You could also go to eat at UKM, aka HCTM. So there's a cafeteria here. Some of the options are a little bit on the expensive side, but some are also okay in terms of the price. Right in this cafeteria, there's also Starbucks. So yeah, whenever you feel like drinking Starbucks, you can just head over to the hospital and get one. Our fourth option of where to eat is the cafeteria at HBKK, Hospital Pakar Kanak-Kanak. Okay, so this cafeteria is the one with the least expensive price. Oh, I forgot to mention that at Cafe Kacha and also the cafeteria here at HBKK, you can get a discount if you have your student card with you. On days where I don't feel like spending much, HBKK is where I go.
Okay, so now we're going to one of the places to eat. We go eat pagar. Not the actual pagar, but huh?
Fence.
What?
Fence. We're gonna go eat at
Fence?
Yeah, we're eating at Fence.
We're gonna go eat at Fence. So what you do is you have to cross
cross the road. Yeah.
We need to find an opening and
Yeah, that's the hospital. And then just cross the road. And then continue walking until you find a fence. On the way you will see some parking space.
cherry blossom.
Cherry blossom, okay.
Okay.
We already passed the hospital.
Yeah.
That was no this.
Okay. Okay. So
Okay, she's
usually if you want to
being
go
awkward.
to the UKM cafeteria, you're gonna enter there, right? But if you want to go to Pagar, you need to continue walking, cross the road. You can see the visitors lobby and the parking spaces here, and then continue walking.
Okay.
Yeah, just continue walking.
Okay. I'm continue walking.
And then we'll see Pagar.
You can see it from here already.
You can see there's a fence there. There's a fence, there's a Pagar, so that's why it's being called Pagar.
I didn't actually know it's actually called Pagar. Mama di Pagar.
Me and my friends usually come here for the nasi kukus, but there's also some other things here like nasi campur, I think, but I've never tried. The nasi kukus costs 7 ringgit and it actually tastes pretty good.
Okay, so here is the cafeteria. Yeah, Gajai Cafe. So this is the cafeteria for. Wow. Oh, okay. Oh. What if it's still wet? Let's check your ass. Okay, but anyways, this is the cafe for Ketidi Island. And it's being run by Kak Jai. So here's the drink section. And then you just order your food there. You can order it online as well through WhatsApp, but you have to save Kak Jai's number lah. I used to like drinking this one. Yeah, maybe I still do, but I stopped drinking it because I just realized that it's really sweet. And I realized that I might be just biased because of the color, because my favorite color is green. This is part of the tour. And besides getting ice. The way to get ice, guys. Watch and learn. Watch and learn.
There's some proper way to get ice.
And Lisa's movement is so slow, we're already at a minute. Oh, she's getting teh. Oh, why? Teh. Oh. And there, her teh is done.
Hey, kamsa.
Anyways, usually if you want to get like cheap food, you can get it here. Is it cheap? Relatively cheap lah. Is it?
But now it's cheap lah, but then suddenly the portion makin kurang, especially for chicken. And tasteless. The new chef now sucks. So
I always just come here to get the eggs.
oh my god. She's the telur girl.
Every time my face appear kat counter tu, I'll be like, nak telur mata dua.
Alright guys, so that concludes our UKM CHERAS campus tour. Oh, and I forgot to mention that this campus is solely for the Faculty of Medicine of UKM. So the students that you see here are only students from the Doctor of Medicine, Nursing and Emergency Medicine courses. But yeah, anyways, this was a pretty lengthy video, but I do hope that this video was able to give you guys at least a little bit of an idea of how this campus is like, and I do hope that this video was somehow helpful. If you like this video, do give it a like, and if you would like to subscribe to my channel. And also you can follow me on my social media. You can follow me on my Instagram, you can follow me on my TikTok. I post some medical stuff and also some other random stuff there every now and then. So yeah, do give me a follow and do subscribe for more updates. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.